episode of Homebuyer Academy. I hope everyone is doing fantastic today on this beautiful Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day. I am your host, Chad Murray, and joining us is our co host with the most, my brother from another mother, same father, Maurice Jones. What's up, brother?
What's up, everybody? Man, as soon as it went live, I started getting that static field. So let me know in the chat if we sound loud and clear. And also let us know where you watching from today. But I'm excited as always every Tuesday. I love pouring out to the people. I love giving these gems of info, and I'm excited, man. So as always, we're gonna get grounded. Um, we're gonna get settled in. I just got back from the vacation. If you just had a nice vacation, let us know what you did. This Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend. I'm so sorry, Memorial Day weekend. Let us know what you did. I went out of town, saw some family. It was a 6 hour drive. I just got back to, but I made it time. I got rest, so I can be fully energized and ready to go. How about you, Chad?
Man, yo, I had a great weekend, man. I had a really cool weekend. So we went to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I'm checking out Instagram. I'm checking out three platforms at the same time. Finally
Yep.
getting it going on
Me here. Who?
Facebook. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, man. I went to. I went to Universal Studios yesterday, which was real cool with my boys. And a whole bunch of family. So that was cool. Sunday we celebrated my sister-in-law's birthday. So we had a good time, played some Ludi. You know, I had to get my crown back, my championship back from my brother. So I'm the Ludi champion as you see me today. You know we don't play with our Ludi, brother. We're like Southerners in spades.
Yeah, man. Y'all cheated last time.
Nah, come on, man. You know I don't be cheating. I just be skillful with it.
No, but the crazy thing about Ludi, when you really think about it, with just any game, is being strategic. Um,
Yeah.
like you can use Ludi as a great analogy for the home buying process, right? Like if you're in a bidding war, you're thinking about if you know the strategy, it might look like you can have it, but then someone might come with a better offer or better deal, or it might have the better realtor that might,
Hey,
and
and
then
send you back home.
back home.
Where you started from. Word.
Yeah.
That was a good. That actually worked. That actually came around. That's what's up.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So yeah, thank God, man. We had a wonderful weekend, and I'm glad that you were able to chill in your lavish vacation, little getaway with the fam. That's always important, you
Right.
know.
Let's do what we do best. I know we are excited, but let's reel it in. Did you want to take the ranks on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I got you on the ground, and
I
so
like
one more time.
I like when you do it better.
It's all good, man. Well, um, we're up to some big things, y'all. When I say us, I mean us, as in you watching wherever you're watching from, whatever platform you're watching on. And if you are watching, please, it costs nothing to press a button. So please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if you have any questions about the home buying journey. We're here to help. But we're up to some big things as a collective because home ownership opens the door to so many opportunities, assets, equity, security, wealth. All of these things become available just one simple vehicle that has many complex pieces. So that's what we really want to hone in on and not make this just a casual, just chatting about it. We want to actually use this as a transformational portal for us to be able to help you exactly where you are to get exactly what you want. So we really want to take a moment to get locked in on that vision and that goal that we have for you and you have for you. So if you can, I want us to just go ahead and clear all of the distractions of the day, every distraction of the moment, unless you're at home cooking for the kids and the family, or if you're driving. But if you aren't, please just take a moment and just get grounded with us. All right. So we're going to just start by taking 3 deep breaths. All right. And the intention is to just get present to this information and this transformation. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and lead us in the breaths. And as we go, we're going to go ahead and take a deep breath in. And we're going to take it up to like a count of 4. And then we're going to hold it for 4 counts. One, two, three, four. And now we're going to release it with a count of four. One, two, three, four. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and take another deep breath. But on this deep breath, I want you to go ahead and bask in your home ownership, right? See yourself, feel yourself being in the home that you want. Two, three, four. And hold it. That anticipation, that satisfaction, that joy. And then we're going to release any doubt that might try to accompany you on this journey, but we're going to let it go. We're going to release it. We're not going to let it hold on to us. We're going to take one more deep breath in. Expectancy, joy, love, anticipation, and hold it, see it, feel it, be it. And we're going to release every frequency that is not in alignment with that. And as we come back from that moment, what I just want to do is express a piece of gratitude. And I just want to express gratitude for, oof, can I tell you what I'm grateful for, brother?
Go ahead.
I can't, you're muted.
I'm muted.
I'm grateful because there were times in my life where I wanted to be rich and famous, right? And now I'm looking at this Diddy trial. I'm not paying much attention to it at all. But what I am grabbing from it is that a lot of people over the years who you thought were rich and famous and happy, they might have had fame, they might have had a little bit of riches, but happiness isn't attached to that. What I'm happy for is my happiness that is detached from any wealth, any fame, just the fame that I get when I walk in the house from the kids when they say, Daddy, that in and of itself makes me feel like the richest man in Babylon. So I'm grateful for the simplicity of wealth that I have in my life because of my family, and I'm so blessed. So I wanted to share that gratitude. What you grateful for, brother?
Can you hear me now?
I hear
Quick.
you.
Oh, perfect.
We hear
Yeah.
you.
Honestly, literally, I was literally thinking about that today. Like being online, seeing everything that's happening. I'm like, I'm so content and grateful for my life right now, for my family. Like, I truly believe that I'm life. Like, what is true wealth? Right? I know we talk about generational wealth.
You're breaking up, brother.
I'm breaking up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
All right. Hello. Can you hear me now?
I hear you now, loud and clear.
All right. Yeah, this is Mike here. But I was talking about how great it is to have like the richness of mindset of when you talk about generational wealth, it's not only about the money, it's about the legacy mentally that you build within your kids and how they move and how they are. And to your same point, like you see, like I was thinking about the Stream University and just seeing like all these people in the limelight, they're doing some great stuff. Some of them aren't doing some great stuff, but at the same time, they're nothing but the limelight right now. Like
Right.
I'm in a space where I'm helping, changing lives, doing things. But if you're not watching this live, you really not gonna really know fully, all that I'm doing, and I'm blessed, right? Like we're making an impact behind the scenes, as it were. And
Right.
that's something I'm truly, truly grateful for because
Yeah, man.
stressful in front of the way I know we're in front of the camera now, but the way they in front of the camera, nah,
Nah, I be.
nah, man.
And that idea of wealth and shining like Diddy, oof, it used to be such a you know what I'm saying? It used to be a seductive idea.
Right.
It's a trap. You know what I mean? But we're here, brother. We're here, and we have our wealth. Your kids are your wealth. Your kids are my wealth too, because they some wonderful kids, man. And what I
Yeah.
want you to do at home, wherever you're watching, just get connected to something that you're grateful for. Just get connected to one thing that you could hold gratitude for in this moment, because another thing that we are grateful for, coming off of Memorial Day, are our veterans.
Yes.
So if we could give a round of applause to all of the people who have served in any military capacity. We honor you, we salute you, and we thank you for your service. All right. So today we're going to be talking about the VA loan. But before we get into the VA loan, I wanted my brother Mo to really take a moment and leave you guys with just a message to connect you to you, a message to connect you to the mindset required to overcome all of the limitations, the challenges, and the doubt that may accompany you in this journey, Mo. So if you could just drop something good for the people.
So immediately, what dropped in my spirit was the scripture that talks about renew your mind daily. And that makes me think of whatever it is that you're doing to constantly feed yourself that information. Like our life produces what we think about. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, make your screen bigger.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Uh, so our in our lives, we're constantly, you know, live our lives based on what we believe, based on what we internalize, and that comes down to the information that we're receiving and believing. So when it comes to like us doing Homebuyer Academy, I'm trying to get back in the camera. When it comes to us doing Homebuyer Academy, um, getting this information every week and weekly will encourage you that this is very possible. Every week we're talking about how we're making it possible for you. But if you're constantly taking your mind and learning yourself, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Specifically, we're talking about getting this information that we're sharing with you day to day. But whatever goals, whatever it is that you want to achieve in life, make sure that the information you're receiving on a daily basis is geared towards that. Study those books, read those articles, watch those videos. That's going to help you gain insight on those areas.
Yeah.
But shout out to our veterans. And let's open up with the VA loans. I'm gonna toss it over to you, Chad, and then we're gonna get into some questions, some popular questions that people ask about VA loans and um, how we can best serve our military.
Yeah, people. So one of the really sweet spots in all of residential real estate is the VA loan. Now, if you've spent your time to serve this country, I mean, there's no way to really be paid back for blood, sweat, and tears that's real life on the ground, right? But when you come home or when you are home and you're looking to actually find a home for you and your family, the VA loan is one that really makes it possible for you to be able to step into home ownership in a way that says salute, because there is no down payment. While your FHA mortgages carry a 3.5 minimum and your conventional carries a 3 or a 5% minimum, the VA mortgage doesn't carry any down payment at all. Instead, you get to qualify for a home bringing minimal amount of money to the closing table. All you'll be responsible for using is the closing costs, but that right there is going to off the bat make home ownership a lot more accessible. Now, those who are eligible to qualify for a VA loan are anyone who have has served and gotten an honorable discharge, anybody that is currently active duty, and that means any branch of the military. Also, surviving spouses. So if your husband or wife was in the military and they passed away, as long as you haven't remarried before the age of 57, you'll still be eligible for that VA loan, because we all know that a veteran doesn't serve by themselves. Their families serve with them, with their wife and their husband being front line, right? Taking care of the home front while you're going out, while the veteran is out there defending our country. So, with that in mind, what it allows people to do is purchase a home 0% down. So, that means that if you and your wife, for example, veteran and the spouse, are looking to buy a house, they could both be on the loan and they'll qualify for that, even though they're two borrowers and only one is the veteran, right? Now, if you're a veteran, you can only buy and use your VA benefit with your spouse. You can't buy with a brother, mother, sister, cousin. It's a hard rule that you could only use the VA benefit with your spouse. Now, the beauty of the VA mortgage is that it doesn't have a credit score minimum. So you could technically get a VA mortgage with any credit score. There isn't that bottom line. So for a FHA mortgage, you have to have a 580. For a conventional mortgage, you have to have a 620. With the VA, it doesn't work the same way. Now, you're not going to come in here with a recent repossession and 18 collection accounts and think that you're going to qualify. No, you actually still have to pass the desktop underwriting system, right? So they're still looking for, even though the credit score might not be the strongest, they'd still want it to be relatively clean, meaning that you're not going to be able to move forward with a low credit score and collection accounts and a repossession and. But let's say that you have a low score, which is a product of high utilization. If your score is 550, 560, it's not going to stop you from technically being able to qualify if your credit is being held down by utilization. Or in many cases, you could still have late payments here or there, but ultimately, while they're looking to make the path of home ownership as seamless as possible for our veterans, the underwriting guidelines are still going to ask that we're responsible in making sure that we give people loans who can manage it. And low credit scores oftentimes are a direct reflection of people who are going through financial limitations, right? Because there's no problem if money could solve it and you have the money, right? If you don't have the money and then you don't have the credit, now we have a problem, right? But if you have limitations, but you still have a decent credit score, you're still going to be able to have that doorway open to you. Another beautiful element, we have credit on your side, but also the debt to income ratio is also going to be a major benefit for veterans. Now, what happens is when you look at an FHA mortgage, you can go up to a 56% debt to income ratio, right? And that includes the mortgage and any other uh, recurring monthly debt that you have. For a conventional mortgage, you can only go up to 50%. But with a VA, again, there isn't any hard and fast DTI rule. Again, it's going to come down to you being able to show more and more what they call residual income. And that comes often in the form of your VA benefit. When you get your VA benefit, the closer you are to 100%, the higher your debt to income ratio allowance will be, the lower the credit score requirement is going to be. Why? Because they know that that money is guaranteed. And even though it might not meet the threshold of what we would love to see a lower debt to income ratio look like, that security of that guaranteed VA benefit is going to help to push you forward in the process of you being able to qualify for a VA loan. Now, one of the things that wouldn't be the sweetest spot is that you are required, unless you are 100% disabled, I'm sorry, 100% service disabled veteran, you will be required to pay what's called a funding fee as a part of your closing cost, which is about a 1.75% fee that's paid at closing. But it's paid at closing, and oftentimes you can have your sellers contribute to those closing costs. So if you are a veteran, schedule a call with me right here. Book your call now because you have the keys in your hands. We just have to show you how to position it to be able to open up that door. Veterans are some of my favorite clients because you know that when you're dealing with a veteran, you're working with somebody who knows what it means to work hard and overcome. And in many cases, those credit challenges that we face, they're able to apply that same determination, that same gumption to their credit that they will on their missions when it comes to their task as a veteran, right? Their task as a military serviceman or woman. When we're able to overcome those things that are barriers to you, like again, when we're looking at getting your credit together, we're not having to go for the highest score because we're in a position that we're blessed that we just need to meet desktop underwriting requirements and get you to a point that you'll be able to qualify for as much as is comfortable for you on a monthly basis. But schedule a call so we could talk more details and see exactly how close you are for qualifying for your VA loan. All right. So Mo, do you have any questions about the VA loan that I could tighten up for people?
Yeah. For starters, I'm not sure if you went over it, but does it require a down payment?
It doesn't require a down payment, right? So it doesn't require a down payment. It's a 0% down payment. Your only responsibility is to the closing costs, which are generally 4 to 4.25% in Florida. And based on the state that you're in, that's going to determine how much your closing costs generally are. But in addition to that, if you are not um, a service disabled veteran, you will have to pay uh, what's called a funding fee.
Okay.
All right, that's the VA funding fee, which is 1.75%, which is going to be built in your closing costs. So generally, the closing costs for a veteran are a little bit higher than traditional 4 or 4.25% for VA or FHA borrowers. But again, when you consider the fact that there's 0% coming out for the down payment portion, that is a much lighter cross to bear than if you were to go the route of a FHA or a conventional mortgage.
Okay, that makes sense. So, another question I have is about insurance because I know I had got mine with a FHA loan. And it was mortgage insurance, but I know conventionals we talked about previously. They don't have mortgage insurance, right? So, what does VA loans fall in that type
Well,
of?
a conventional mortgage does have mortgage insurance if you put down less than 20%.
Okay,
An FHA loan is going to have mortgage insurance unless you put down 20%. And if you don't put down 10%, you're going to have mortgage insurance for the life of that loan, meaning that until you pay off the mortgage or refinance the mortgage. Okay. So when I say life of a loan, I'm not always talking, I'm never really talking about 30 years. I'm talking about until you refinance out of that loan.
right.
A VA loan, however, has no mortgage insurance. So you have no down payment, no mortgage insurance. So now there's no excuse for you not to take the steps to becoming a home buyer. And again, the beautiful part about it is that veterans are able to get their monthly VA benefit plus their employment income. So now you're in a much stronger position to be able to make home ownership a reality for yourself. And again, one thing that I always speak about is that we speak about down payments and closing costs. What
Right.
we can always consider to try to subsidize that cost is still down payment assistance. And even if you're a veteran, you can still get down payment assistance for the closing costs. In addition to that, with the strong real estate agent, you'll also be able to get a seller's concession or a seller credit, which is money that the seller can contribute from the equity towards your closing costs. Which means that if you'd be required to come up with, let's say, $10,000 as a round number, if you're able to get a 2% seller's concession on a, let's say, a $200,000 house, which would have $10,000 in closing costs, just as raw numbers, you can get $4,000 from the seller or more, so that you'd only have to come to closing with $6,000 in that example. But think about it. When we think about buying a house, a lot of people say, oh, I need to come up to the table with 20% down. 20% on a $300,000 house is $60,000 plus closing costs. So when you're comparing paying $60,000 or having to just pay $6,000 or $8,000 or $10,000, man, it's up. It's up. And you could position yourself with the right team around you to make that a reality in 2025.
So here's a question here. Are you eligible to do a VA loan more than once?
So yes, you can do a VA loan more than once. You can only do it once at a time. So
Okay.
you can't get a VA loan here and then a VA loan in Fort Lauderdale and then a VA loan in New York. Nah, you could only get it one at a time. So once you've actually closed on a home and you got your VA loan, that VA eligibility is locked into that home. But let's say you go ahead and sell this house and now you're looking to buy another one, you could go ahead and get another VA loan, a subsequent VA loan is what they call it, right away. There's no limitation for time. You could just go ahead from one to the next.
Perfect. So
But
that
the
leads me
first
to
one has to be closed before you can get another one.
okay. So I'm gonna throw a curveball then because you just made me think of
Oof.
another question. Can you use a VA loan for like an investment property?
No, you can't.
Okay,
It's only for the primary residence for a veteran and their family.
got it. Okay, so perfect. So let me see if I have any other questions so I can think of. I don't have it. Yeah, you kind of answered some of my other questions
Yeah.
too over that. So that's it for the questions there. So ready for the next portion?
Well, first off, before we go on veterans, we see you, we honor you, we love you, and respect you. You know, the what I have a brother-in-law right now who's out of the state doing training because he's in the reserves. Man, this man really make a sacrifice, brother. He really makes a sacrifice, and he's all over the country, all over the world, and they put him in places of danger. But this man is there and he's serving and he's doing it for us. So I really honor what our veterans are doing, and I highly, highly respect and commend the work that you do to keep us safe. All right. So really, if you are a veteran, even if you don't feel like you're anywhere close to being able to buy, go ahead, schedule a call. Just pull out your phone, hit the QR code. We'll talk about exactly what your pathway is to home ownership. And can't wait to help you get there.
And if you know a veteran, you know all of us got veterans in our family. All of us
Yeah.
individuals that serve. Um, let's help in that process. You know, we give this information for free. You know, you have
Right.
access to us. They may not know that this is here and available. Why don't you do a service and say thank you to them? That if they do have home buying goals, you can send them our way and see how we can help serve them for some.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. So yeah, that's where we are. So yes, brother. So let's keep it moving.
Uh, Perfect. I didn't have any. Those are the only questions I have for today. So we was thinking about adding a new segment here, just to kind of like spice it up a little bit. Reacting to some videos regarding like the home buying process and things like that, just to give our feedback, just have a little fun here on the show here. So I'm gonna queue up a video really quick. We're gonna watch it together and then talk about it. That sounds good.
Let's do it.
All right, let me pull it up here really quick. All right, do a better one. How about this? Oh, perfect. Oh, sorry. I got to share sound. My bad.
Yeah, and don't forget, like, comment, subscribe wherever you're watching from. Let us know where you're from. And yeah, like Maurice said, if you know a veteran, share this information, share my QR code link with them so that they could actually make home ownership their thing ASAP.
Oh, perfect. Now I'm about to play this video. Let me know if y'all can hear it. Okay.
Nope.
All right. Let me see.
And if you could take the QR code away, so you could probably big it up too. Big it up.
Let me give me just a moment.
I think I remember. I remember this one. I remember this one.
You
Yeah,
do?
this is a good one. This is a real good one.
Hold on. Let me
If you can't, so let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever heard of people buying their house and supposedly getting a fixed rate mortgage, and the next thing you know, their mortgage payment is going up? That's what this video is about.
And you said you couldn't hear it?
No, you couldn't hear it.
Okay, let me see if I can do it. Let me see if I can put the mic to it. Let me do it like this. All right. Oh, there we go. Let's try it one more time. If not, we can talk about it.
Yeah, let's go for it. Nah, can't hear it, bro. Can't hear it. Let's just talk about what the intention of the video is.
Yeah, let's get back. Sorry about that. My
Nah, it's
computer
all
was.
good. I guess we'll get some practice in for next time. Yeah, but so in that video, what they're talking about is the lady's so happy to buy her first house, but then a year later, her payment goes up like $600,
Yeah.
and she's like blown away. What do I do about this? What do I do? And what happened to her is that she actually encountered what's called an escrow shortage. And there are a few specific places where you really need to be conscious of an escrow shortage. Now, first off, property taxes in many areas are going up, and they go up every few years. So what happens is when you go to close on your home, the title company is going to collect a certain number of months of your homeowner's insurance. They're going to collect a whole year of home, plus they get months of your taxes, your property year. And what they'll do is they're going to put it in an account. So every single month, as you make your mortgage payment, the homeowner's insurance company, as the money comes due, that's what's called an escrow account. That escrow account is super valuable because as you make money every single month, you're replenishing these funds. So now you don't have to worry about paying for your yearly taxes or paying for your yearly insurance. It's built into your mortgage payment and it's distributed quarterly or yearly to meet the deadlines in place. But what happens is sometimes when the funds are replenished, they don't cover the increase in the taxes or the increase in the insurance. So here in Florida, we've been seeing a lot of people suffer from higher insurance rates as a result of the frequent um, storms. So we get hurricanes pretty much every year, right? Not as bad as you may think, but sometimes they really hit. But a lot of insurance companies have left the state, and as a result, many people were faced with a huge hike in homeowners insurance, especially a year, 2 years ago. It was a real, it was a scene. So in this particular scenario, that's what happened to the lady. So what you want to be able to do if you are facing an escrow shortage, you want to try to get another quote for homeowners insurance if that's been the burden. If the taxes have increased, you want to look into two things. The first thing you want to do is to make sure that you get the homestead exemption. What that means is that you're going to get the lowest possible property tax rate for you being a homeowner in that particular town, county, whatever it may be, however the taxes are charged. But that could save you a ton of money, not necessarily in the event that you already got hit with it, but just when you start out, if you don't get the homestead exemption, it could be a good extra clip that you're going to be paying every single year. Another thing that you can do is you can grieve your taxes. And when you grieve your taxes, that's been something that's been quite successful here in Florida because they're actually trying to get away with go do away with property taxes. I'm not going to be mad at that if it ever happens, but they're looking to do away with property taxes. So for those people who have their payments escrowed now, if that ever goes true or goes through, you could expect to see a decrease in your monthly payment. Another place that you have to be very, very conscious of seeing an escrow shortage is when you buy a new construction, because many new constructions, they don't have the tax history on this property. You're the first person to live there. So oftentimes after the first year, taxes skyrocket, especially if it's an area that's a lot of new builds. Oh man. So that's something that you want to be prepared for and conscious of, because the salespeople that tell you to come on in aren't going to tell you the details that might have you go on out. right? And that's one of those important ones that you got to be very conscious of. And the last area that I'll tell you to really be careful, again, it's in that new construction space, because a lot of lenders are offering what's called 2-1 or 3-1 buy downs. And what they do is they buy down the interest rate for 1 or 2 year or 3 year periods. A 3-1 buy down means that you're going to have a very low introductory rate for the first year, and then the second year is going to go up a little bit, and the third year it's going to go up a little bit, but then you have that higher rate that you qualified for when you started for the duration of your mortgage. Same thing with the two one buy down. A 2-1 buy down means that you get the low introductory rate for 2 years. 28 years after that, you're going to have that fixed rate mortgage that you initially qualified for. Now, this is just a savvy and crafty way to make the entryway into home ownership a little bit lower. But if you're not budgeting for that higher payment, is it a blessing or is it going to be a burden when that new payment hits you in a year and then it goes up again a year from then? So if you're a responsible consumer, this could be a great option for you. But if you're just doing it to try to save money, it's not really the lick. So you got to be very conscious of that. And moving forward, be prepared for that extra escrow shortage so that when the payment goes up, you're prepared to handle that difference.
So that was really good information. It had me thinking though, just from watching that video. Um, how could we prevent people from getting discouraged, right? Because part of the thing is, we tell people, you just have one straight payment, which is real, but in some parts, based on what we reviewed, that's not entirely true, but it is to an extent true, right? Um, versus, because this looks like, oh, their mortgage could potentially go up every year, so why would I then buy a home instead of staying to rent?
Well, generally, it's not going to increase every year. So usually people within, 2 to 5 years, your taxes are going to go up. They just will. So it's not going to be uncommon for that to happen, right? So what I'd highly recommend is to be prepared. So during the home buying process, most first-time home buyers are bystanders. They don't want to ask too many questions. They don't want to come off as annoying, so they go along to get along. But what happens is that they're not nearly as informed. So one way for you to get informed is for you to join our Facebook group right here. So if you hit the QR code, you could join 2025 Home Buyer Club. Our goal is to get 200 people closed on their first home ASAP. So go ahead if you want to get more informed and be more uh, adept to the different information that you're going to be adept. Is that no? That you'll be able to adapt easier to the information as it comes. Join us there. But you just got to be aware as a home buyer that you have the option to shop around your homeowner's insurance. You have the option to shop around your lender. You have the option to shop around your realtor. You want to deal with the people who are going to give you the information you need, not to make you just feel warm and fuzzy, but have the information that's going to help you to sustain, not just to get into the house, but to sustain home ownership. And the right team is going to help you to do that by preparing you in every phase of the process.
Perfect. So I'm all out of questions for the evening. That was definitely really good information. Like Chad was saying, get locked in with Homebuyer Academy 2025 Homebuyers Club, because we want to have 2025 home buyers. He said
Yeah,
200, but I'm 10x. I just read 10x, so I'm gonna go
yeah,
ahead and.
let's go. I'm down. I'm here for it.
But did you have any closing thoughts for the people today?
Well, my thoughts are for the veterans, and it's always my honor to serve those who serve others. So feel free to reach out to us and get a free home buying consultation. And from there, we always look to give as many benefits and discounts. So reach out and see what you're eligible for. But yeah, man, it's an honor and a blessing to be able to reach out to people and support them through this process. So yeah, Mo, thank you so much for being my road dog on this process. It makes this journey a lot smoother and a lot more fun. I enjoy it, bro.
And since we're talking about serving those that serve others, We are still launching our campaign for our churches. Not only do we want to see 200, 2,000, families become homeowners, we want to see 2,000 churches have this economic empowerment over home ownership in their churches. So if your church will be so kind as to connect with us, we will come virtually or in person and do a special webinar for you and your organization. So I just wanted to do that quick plug there. And again, thank you for your service to all the veterans. And shout out to everyone that has family that serves. God bless you. Thank you guys, and catch you guys next week.
All right. Good night.